Hello, we're going to go over the 7.4 practice. There was a mistake in the answer key. If you had done this on Friday, I have updated it since then. If you've already submitted it and you got one of the questions wrong, you may have gotten it correct. I'll look at your answer and give you the points if you did. Let's take it. Question 2. This is the one I had to update. A safety rail is shown in blue. The nearest tenth of a foot, how long is the rail? So the formula for length of an arc is going to be the degree over 360, just like area, but multiply it by the circumference. And the circumference can be written as 2 pi r or times pi d. So circumference is 2 pi r or pi times the diameter. They mean the same thing. So depending on what you have. So since this 18 here represents the radius, because you got to imagine this circle going all the way around, that's going to be your radius here. So let's plug in the 90. And 2 pi 18. So if you follow me for the 7.3, this should be very familiar. We're going to just use our Desmos and plug in what we have. So 90 over 360, right arrow, shift 8, 2 pi parentheses 18. So it should be 28 point to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to say 28.3. If you had said 28.3 and it counted it wrong, it should be correct. And you do not need to do it again. 28.3. Next question. A circle has a diameter of 20 centimeters. A central angle of 140 degrees intercepts the arc in that circle. What's the length of the arc? So let's write our formula out again. It's going to be 140, and that's the two radius they open up toward that arc. So that arc here highlighted in purple, 140 over 360. So that value of x is 140 over 360 times 2 pi r. Well, this 20 is actually the diameter. So you can plug in half of the diameter, or you could just say pi d. So I'll just use pi d. 140 over 360 times pi d, which is 140 over 360 times pi times 20, or 20 pi. So let's put that in the calculator. You could have also cut the 20 in half and then just 2 times pi times 20, or times 10. So you get about 24.43. 24.43. Question 3, or question 4. The windshield wiper blade in a car is 17 inches long. Each swipe of the wiper makes an angle of 80 degrees as pictured below. To the nearest tenth of an inch, how far does the tip of the windshield wiper travel with each swipe of the blade? So everything's provided for us here. We have our degree. This is our radius. So we'll do 80 over 360 times 2 pi r, 2 pi 17. So to the nearest tenth of an inch, 23.7, approximately equals 23.7. If you want to go hundredth, you could do 7.4, but tenth of an inch only requires you 1 decimal. Question 5. The diameter of a circle below is 14 inches. The diameter of the circle below is 14 inches, which means the radius is going to be 7. So this is going to be 7 there. And this wants to know what is the, I believe question 5 wants to know what's the length of from A to B. What's the length of X? So X represents the length along the shaded area. So I want to know what is X. So it's going to involve the 130. So 130 over 360 multiplied by 2 pi 7. So 15.88. That's going to be inches. And it said to round to the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places is good. And our last question. This is the same circle, same diameter, except we want to find y. So y over here, that's this arc along the non-shaded region, which we don't have the degree, so we'll have to subtract that 130 from 360. And 360 minus 130, that's 230 degrees. Yeah, 230 degrees. So I have that degree right there. Everything else is going to be the same. So instead of 130, we'll use 230. So 230 over 360 times 2 pi 7. So 28.099, that would round to 28.10. And that's inches. So 28.10 inches along this length, and the other one was, I forget, but it was a little bit smaller. It was about half that length. And there you go. Let's see if this gets us our answer. 100 out of 100. We're good. Thanks for playing along.